Good afternoon everyone, this is Connor from Zenfinex, and today we're going to be taking a trip to the majors and we're going to be going through the most liquid pair in the Forex market, which is the EUR USD market. In this video I'm going to be running through the fundamental events coming up this week, a quick recap on last week as well, and these are all going to have an influence on where this pair is heading. And then I'm going to move on to the technicals and onto the chart, and we're at a critical stage here on the higher time frame trend, so I'm going to be giving my personal opinion on where the next move is coming from based on my price action style of trading. So enjoy. Okay, so last week the markets welcomed with open arms really the US Democrats winning effective control of the Senate. We had all the unfortunate events of the riots as well, but this didn't really affect the upbeat mood of the market. Wall Street opened at a record high after Joe Biden was confirmed as the next president. And this to me suggests that this market mood is going to spill into this week. And we're just going to probably see money flowing into risk-on currencies such as the Aussie, the pound, and obviously for this video more the euro. There could be some natural volatility around specific events which we have coming up, which I'll just go through now. So I took a look at the economic calendar for this week and it's really dollar dominated. I didn't really see anything of significance for the euro. Our first news of any significance really this week comes on Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. We have the Consumer Price Index report. And for those who don't know, the Consumer Price Index report, or the CPI report, is a primary piece of inflation data. And the initial outlook is mixed, with some measures expected to rise, but others are expected to fall. Generally speaking, any unexpected swings of, I'd say maybe 0.5% either side is what's going to cause any volatility around this event. So this would be the main thing to look out for. I normally go on like a Forex factory to get the update on the news. And secondly, you can see here we have the retail sales report. This is on Friday at 1:30 p.m. And the initial rumours or prediction here is that it's likely to mirror the weaknesses seen in the December US jobs report from the NFP on Friday. We could see a third consecutive month of contracting sales in the US, and this is likely to pile more misery on the dollar, and this could be a nice chance for scalpers to move in. We do also have 5 different speeches coming from the Federal Reserve policymakers this week. The most important really to keep an eye on is always from the Federal Chair, Jerome Powell. Listen out to this one, guys. Again, you can see it on Forex Factory. It's often the case that investors try to predict the outcome or the approach to key policy decisions such as inflation, interest rates, fiscal stimulus. And when that happens, if Jerome Powell says something around it, it can cause some choppy conditions. But from the fundamental events from last week and this week, I will be looking to short the dollar. So in this Euro USD market, I'm going to be looking for buys. Okay, so now we've established that we are bullish on Euro USD in terms of the fundamentals. Let's try and look at a case for a buy on the actual chart. And as always, I start on the higher time frame, on the daily time frame now, and then we like to move down. And on the daily time frame, just that's popping up straight away, just really quickly, is we are in a fairly nice ascending channel. This is good signs for our buys. We are threatening to break below, but this is a nice pullback on the RSI. We're at around fair value, I'd say, on the daily chart, and we do have this level here, which could be a nice area for reversal. If price was to stay within this ascending channel, which as you can see is really testing it at the moment, I would be looking at probably around 1.24 for our target. So if I just label that for you. If price was to reach 1.24, this is actually the April 2018 highs, and so I would expect some profit taking, and when this happens and the big players take their profits, we do see a bit of a drop, probably quite like what we're seeing now. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing on the daily time frame, just as a long-term view. And if I go down a time frame, maybe onto the 4-hour, we can get into some more intraday stuff. And straight away, what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing a real threat of a break of structure here. And if that happens, I will have to start selling as per my trading strategy. And we did break through this. This order block was holding quite nicely. You can see this nice rejection, but then we've broken straight through it. And that makes this order block a breaker and actually a potential area of resistance later on. But until we break below this structure here, this is another 4-hour order block. We broke this high here, and that was the last piece of bearish pressure before we did. I'm still going to be looking for buys, and if I draw on a long position on this 4-hour order block, we're at a 24.7 pip SL. Some people, depending on your risk tolerance, that might be preferable. For me, I like to go down onto a lower time frame now, so I'm on the 1 hour, and within this area we can actually shorten this 4-hour order block into something a lot better in terms of SL. And if I draw on a long position, we're now looking at a 9.5 pip SL for our buys, which is decent. The only thing I would be cautious of is we aren't really breaking structure. If you look here, we are making lower highs and lower lows, so that would something I would be cautious of. You are kind of trying to catch a falling knife really in that respect. And if I go down to the 5-minute chart, it's a similar story. We are in a bit of a downtrend. So what I would say is, when we're in these areas of interest, what I'm looking for really is a break of structure to the upside. Now, if on this is the 5-minute now, and if this 5-minute level was to hold, if this low was to hold, so what I'd like to see is a break up and a break above this 5-minute high here, break above it, then what I'd be looking is an order block that's left behind, a retest, and then we can start aiming for those highs again, with the idea in mind that this is potentially now an area of resistance. I'll just mark that for you, area of resistance. So that's my view on it. I'm not saying that I'm jumping straight into sells, because we haven't broke below this low yet, and we could see what I like to call a fractal low raid, which is where liquidity, so there'll be lots of, if I just show you briefly, below these lows here, there'll be a lot of stop losses sitting there. And what I mean by that is, when people have bought this market, the most common place to leave their stop loss would be, under the last low, which is fair enough. So stop losses, put a little dollar sign. So what the big players like to do is they like to run the market into where all the stop losses are, take all the retail traders out of the market. This gives them their liquidity for a push higher. And a lot of the time it traps retail traders, it squeezes them into positions they don't want to be in. So this is something that I'm going to be looking out for as well, because it has happened before. It happens all the time, and it's actually a nice trading strategy if you can start to think of the market in that way as well. Start thinking of it from an institutional side. But yeah, other than that, guys, that would be all for Euro USD. 1.24 aiming for highs on the daily time frame. We just need to kind of get out of this mess first. On the RSI, we are bouncing into potentially oversold conditions. But other than that, I mean, please like and subscribe and share this video again with anyone who you think would benefit from it. Again, everyone here at Zenfinex really appreciates the comments, the likes. Feel free to comment if you have any questions regarding Euro USD, or you don't agree with my opinion on it, because I like to hear different people's opinions too. You can also drop me a message shown on the Instagram above me here, and I will always be happy to help. Other than that, guys, have a great day and catch you all for the next video.
Thank you.